everyone, my name is Megan Candelaria and I'm going to be your instructor for this Math 1100 Number and Operations for Elementary Teachers class. So this is just a little introductory video to introduce you to myself and also to our online course management system. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so to get to our course website, the easiest place to start is the LCCC homepage, lccc.wy.edu, and you're going to click on this My LCCC button. Now, my computer is going to automatically log me in. You'll need to log in with your LCCC email address and whatever your normal password is. Once you get into My LCCC, we're going to click on Canvas. Canvas is our learning management system, and it's going to populate with all of the classes that you're taking, or in my case, teaching. So here's all the different classes. We're going to find Math 1100, click into it. I'm going to switch over to Student View so that I'm seeing exactly what you would be seeing. Okay. So this is our homepage. Anytime you log into this class from a computer, not necessarily from a mobile device, I'll talk a little bit about mobile devices at the very end of this video, this is what you'll see. And if everything you need is right here on the homepage. I'm going to briefly talk about each of these little boxes and give a little intro, talk a little bit about our sidebar here, a little bit about calendar, inbox, and our to-do list. Okay, so to start with, good place to start is our syllabus. So if I click syllabus, notice that it pulls up our syllabus and it's kind of broken out into different sections. So you can look at the grading policy. Everybody likes to look at the grading policy. I highly recommend you spend some time looking at the information on coursework. It talks about your responsibilities, the different types of courses, different types of assignments that we're going to have in here. Other things in here under other important introductory documents, you can print a PDF of our syllabus, the course schedule, some helpful tips, all kinds of good information right here under that syllabus box. Going back to the home page. Our weekly to-dos. All right, this is a really great place to start, and in fact it even says you should start here each week to look at the readings, activities, discussion prompts, etc. So if I click into this, all right, so notice that the first thing you see is this little kind of general weekly due date. And it's for both Math 1100 and EDEL 1410. Because the two are paired, I do kind of think about what we're doing in them in tandem. And so kind of the due dates go together. Now for Math 1100, this class, the first thing you're going to have due each week is our My Math Lab assignment. Now that doesn't mean that's the first thing you should do each week. You should kind of do the readings, look at the resources, read our textbook, and then do the My Math Lab, then do our weekly activities. Then you're going to have a whole group discussion, and you need to respond to the discussion each week. So those are kind of your tasks every week for Math 1100. And the due dates, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, will generally stay the same, except for this first week, since it's kind of a weird intro week, and then our exam weeks, our midterm and our final. So here's all 16 weeks of our course. You can see there's our midterm exam, and there's our final exam. Now week 1 is ready to go, so I'm going to click on it. All right, so week 1 is going to go from Tuesday, January 21st to Friday, January 24th. Okay. All right, so what do you need to do? Well, the first thing you need to do is some reading. So we're going to have you read the course syllabus. You're going to look at the course schedule. You're going to figure out how to connect My Math Lab and Canvas. You're going to look at some helpful documents. You're going to read a little bit about online learning and have a reminder for netiquette. That is, what do you need to do in an online class to make the experience best for you and your fellow students? There's also some resources that go beyond reading. So I've got some videos here for you. And then in this case, you're going to take some surveys about online learning. And you're going to use those in this week's online discussion. Down here, we've got some optional activities. So the extended exploration activities, you do not have to do these, but you can do them if you're interested, if you want to learn a little bit more. And then last, assignments. So all the stuff up here, this is sort of like the class. So if you came to class, what would you be doing in a face-to-face class? Down here, these are the assignments. These are the things that you're officially and formally going to turn in. Okay? Notice the first one is that My Math Lab assignment. I'm going to record an entire video on accessing My Math Lab, but you can access it just by clicking right here. Next are the activities. This first week, your activity is an intro scavenger hunt. So if I click on that, it's going to download the activity. You are expected to print it off, fill it up, and then re-upload it. Okay. When you're ready to upload it, so once you've filled it out, scanned it, you can also take a picture on your cell phone. Just please make sure that it's very legible. You're going to upload it here. So when you're ready to upload, you'll go submit assignment, and then you can choose a file on your computer to upload. Now, one thing I will say, it's going to be very, very helpful to me if you please remember to write your name on all of your assignments. You know, that might seem a little bit silly on an online course because aren't your assignments just linked with your account? They definitely are, but oftentimes I'll print out assignments and I can print out everybody's assignment at the same time. But if you don't have a name on it, I then don't have a way to identify your assignment. So please, please, please help me out by putting your name on everything that you upload. All right. And then let's see, this week you also need to do some administrative stuff, which is quiz 0, so the course agreement. So this is a online course, so some things are a little different than a face-to-face course. And so I'm going to ask you to take this little quiz that basically says, hey, read these things, make sure you agree with them. So you can go through and read through this stuff, and then you're going to answer these questions, and then you're going to submit the quiz. Last, we've got a discussion. So there'll be discussions every week. Discussions are going to be kind of a little bit different, and I'll talk about that more in week 2. This initial discussion is just kind of a standard introductory discussion. So you're going to come on. There's 3 parts. You're going to tell me a little bit about you, and not just me, your fellow classmates. You're going to talk a little bit about online learning. So from that survey that you took, you're going to discuss your results a little bit. And then you're going to talk a little bit about what you think your teaching style might be. So all 3 of those things will be part of the discussion. Now later in class, we are going to do some video discussions, but for this time, you can just do a kind of written discussion. And so when you're ready to respond, you just hit reply, and then you can type right here. Oh, there's my response right there. You can post your reply, and then I will see it, as well as all of your classmates who have participated in the discussion will also see it. Now, it's not enough to just post on the discussion board. You also have to go back in and take a look at what other people have posted. So you're going to read through other people's discussions. You need to respond to at least 2 of them, so I know that you're reading them, and then you can kind of go about your merry way. Whew. All right, so that covered a lot of stuff. And note that was all in that weekly to-do section. So that's a really important section. Other things here, if you just want to go straight to the discussions, you can go straight to the discussions. They'll all be posted here. Right now, only week 1 is posted. Activity bank. So the different activities, here's our week 1 activities. Week 2 activities have started to be populated as well. Exam information. Ooh, this is an important one. There will be 2 exams in this class, a midterm and a final. Each one will have both a proctored portion, meaning a portion you have to do with a proctor, as well as a take-home portion. And so you can read a little bit more about that information here. I will post reviews as we get a little bit closer. The take-home portion will be posted here as well. Okay. So you might want to spend some time thinking about that exam information and thinking about where you might take your proctored portion. All right, my math lab, there's a whole nother video on that, so take a look at that. Assignments, you can kind of look at all of the current assignments. So big old list of assignments right here, everything kind of populated and ready to go. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can click here. I just posted some basic information about me so that sometimes it's interesting for people to know that. And then grades, your grades are up to date weekly, so you should kind of always know where you stand in this course. So your grades are going to be posted right here. All right, and then last, the current class announcement. So kind of what do you need to know right now? Here it is. Oh, I think I skipped this one. This is also your archived announcements. Right now, there's only 1 announcement for the class. There will be more as we go on. So you can kind of take a look at the announcements. Announcements are really important. They're kind of how I communicate with you guys as a class. So please double check and make sure you're reading those announcements. All right, that's kind of everything on that home page there. Notice that a lot of those things you can also access over here. Home, announcements, grades, my math lab assignments, etc. Now, a couple of other things. Over here, you'll see a to-do list. So this is kind of like a to-do list that says, here's all the things that you need to be kind of checking off and doing. You can also view the course calendar. I'm not sure I could do that in student mode. Oh, I can. Okay, good. So you can see kind of when your due dates are just on the calendar, which I think can be really, really handy. Virtual office hours. So because this is an online course, I recognize that you're not going to necessarily come to my office to chat if you have questions. So one thing that we can do is just like I'm video chatting here, we can video chat. It doesn't really require anything on your part except for a computer that has a microphone and preferably a video capability so I can see you and you can see me. But I have some office hours that are specifically virtual, and that's Mondays from 11 to noon and Tuesdays from 8 to 9. Now, if those don't work for you, don't worry. It's really easy to set up a little video chat. So if you want a video chat, just shoot me an email and we'll set up a time that works for your schedule and my schedule. But those are times that I'm kind of guaranteed to be available. And if you're interested in doing that, you just come on in and you can say, oh, I want a video chat January 21st. So on January 21st, you come on in and you just hit join, and that's going to automatically do the video chat for you, which is kind of handy. All right, we looked at the CAS calendar. If you want to email me, email is the best way to communicate with me. You can do so from your inbox over here. That goes straight to me, which is super, super handy. All right, so I think the next thing that I want to do is talk a little bit about what this can look like if you're using a mobile device. I have an iPhone, so you're going to get to see what this looks like on an iPhone. So let me get that set up. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what this might look like if you're using a mobile device, because when you use a mobile device, it can look a little bit different. So I'm logged on to Canvas Mobile. Okay, the first thing is you can view announcements just by clicking on that announcement thing. Okay, now again, if we find our class, there's our class. I'm going to click on it. So I clicked on Math 1100. Now notice this doesn't take us to that standard home screen that I said, hey, that's where you should start. In order to get to that home screen, click on Pages, and then that front page. See that front page right there? And now notice that you're at that sort of standard place that we're supposed to start. You can click on Weekly To-Dos, click on Week 1, and then you're right there where we were before. So that is my suggestion if you're going to use a mobile device to still get to that week 1 page or week 2 or whatever week we're on. So again, in order to do that, you're going to click on our class, go to Pages, and then Front Page. And you can go to Weekly To-Dos, week 1 or week 2, week 3, whatever week we're on. And then again, you'll have all of the information that you need on your mobile device. All right, guys, thanks for taking the time to go through this video. I know it was a really, really long one, but I appreciate you going with me on the journey. Now, I really love teaching this class. I have 2 kiddos, so it's conceivable that any one of you could grow up and be one of my kids' teachers. So that's why I think it's so important that you guys have a good experience, that you learn some math, and that you guys just are the best teachers that you can be when you leave this class. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please make sure that you share them with me early and that you share them with me often. I'm really excited to get started, so I look forward to meeting all of you in the next couple days.